Turtle TV. Hi guys, and welcome back to Turtle TV. So today you are in for a treat. I am changing my background a little bit. I want to test out a different white background, but the actual biggest surprise that I have is today we are going to be doing the Lego Set 75189. It is the First Order Heavy Assault Walker, or known as the At-M6, or also known as the Gorilla Walker. This baby comes in at 1,376 pieces, and its set number is 75189 for ages 9 to 14. This set is one of my personal favorite walkers so far. I haven't actually built it or played with it yet, but just the way it looks great. Now we are also going to be comparing it side by side with the more recent AT-AT. If you didn't see that video, I will link it in the description and also at the end of the video. But based off of the box here, it looks like it comes with 5 minifigures. We get a Rey, a Resistance Trooper, Captain Poe Dameron, a First Order Walker Driver, and a First Order Stormtrooper. Now, before we get too far into this, I want to say if you're new here or you haven't subscribed yet, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, and it really helps the channel out. Also, be sure to leave likes on any videos you enjoy. Also, guys, if you've been watching my videos for a while, let me know what you think about the white background. I know it's not completely finished. I'm going to get it ironed and everything once I decide whether or not I actually like the white background, but let me know if you like the overall color of it. Whoops. So on the back of the box there, it just shows some different play features of it. It's got those canisters on the back which do actually detach. There are some different compartments that open up and you can put stormtroopers there. It shows you the articulation of the legs. It shows you that there is a missile launcher and that there is the big M6 gun, or the Gatling turret, on its back, which looks amazing. So I can't wait to get this set opened and built. Speaking of which, I'll be right back. Whoa man, this is an awesome looking Lego set. Now, whereas the AT-AT I did earlier this week had more of the light gray, this one is more of the dark gray. The First Order is usually a little darker in its builds and its vehicles. But I'm going to have to say, just looking at it, and since I just finished building it, this was a lot of fun, and it's an amazing Lego set. So you guys know what I'm gonna do. I do this first every time. Let's go ahead and talk about some minifigures. First of the minifigures, we have Rey looking fantastic in her robes here. You can see, starting at the legs, there is some very nice leg printing, and I love it when Lego shows continuity in the printing between the legs and the torso. So you can see her belt actually comes up and is pretty close to in line with the torso printing. The belt is there. She's got some other of her robe straps here, and the arms actually are flesh colored, so she wouldn't be wearing anything with sleeves. And then we come up here and we have the face. This is kind of a neutral face, but this hairpiece, I'm going to have to say, I am not the biggest fan of this hairpiece. Let's check out the back of the minifigure. Ooh, I just sent her flying. So as you can see here, there is back printing on this figure. You see the back of the robe straps, the back of her belt, and then just here the back of her robes. Now she does have an alternate face. Looks like this is more of a serious or kind of a frowny face. I like the other one a little bit better. But when you have the hairpiece on, this is what it looks like from the back. I'm gonna have to say, the hairpiece reminds me a lot of Qui-Gon Jinn's hair from the Phantom Menace movie. Next up, we have Poe Dameron, and he is in a lot of sets. But Poe Dameron comes with some brown legs. He does have a nice black jacket on. You see some pockets here, and here it is open. You got a nice view of his belt. He's got a blue undershirt on, and of course, it wouldn't be Poe Dameron if he didn't leave that top button unbuttoned, so you can see a little bit of his neck and chest line there. There is no printing on the arms. On the back, it's kind of plain, but you do just see the seam of the jacket and some, fabric folding print there. The hairpiece is really nice, and there is an alternate face, kind of a, frowny, gritty face where, he's a little more angry than the other one. All in all, very good minifigure. Next up, we have the Unnamed Resistance Trooper character, and this is by far one of my favorite, if not my favorite, minifigures in this set. So he does have some leg printing here from his uniform. You see some fabric fold printing lines, and up here you have the kind of battle vest with some pockets, probably for ammunition. And it just looks great for the torso and the legs. The reason I like this minifigure so much is because of this helmet. This helmet is pretty cool, and I like it. You can put that jawline visor part up or down, and the visor is actually part of the helmet. It's not printed on the face like the Luke Skywalker is for the 2020 AT-AT. The face, he has a full beard with a mustache. He is happy on this side. We will check the back. There is no alternate face to the Resistance Trooper, but you do have some back printing here. You see the back of his battle vest and some fabric folding lines for his uniform. It looks great. This is what the back of the helmet would look like. Not much going on there. Next up for minifigures, we have the classic Stormtrooper figure, and this is before they changed over to the new style Stormtrooper helmet, and I like these helmets a lot better. You can actually turn them if you want to, have them turn their heads, and it doesn't look like the Family Guy version of the Stormtrooper. So just like with the other ones, there is some nice leg printing here. You see some great continuity between the legs and the torso, and this is his Stormtrooper battle belt with his Stormtrooper armor here. No printing on the arms because he's a Stormtrooper, just white arms. For the face, he does have the classic angry clone face. Do not believe there is an alternate face with any of the clone troopers. Nope, there's not. Or actually, the First Order does have some non-clone stormtroopers, I should say, so this guy may not be a clone, but the back printing is also there. It looks great, giving you the back view of the stormtrooper's armor. Not a lot going on with the helmet itself in the back. Last but not least, for the minifigures with this set, you do get the At-M6 pilot or driver, however you want to call him. He's got some straps hanging down his legs. There is some other leg printing here, and this would be his belt. Coming up to the torso, he does have a nice flight vest or just a driver vest here with some electronic components there. And the printing just looks great. I do like the printing on the helmet as well. It looks fantastic. Going for the face, he does have the same face as the Stormtrooper, and there's nothing different between those two, which makes me think there's probably not an alternate face. Nope, no alternate face. The back is pretty plain, but it is some printing, so you're not just a plain, single color back, but it's not as intricate as some of the other ones, but I still really like this figure. So all in all, you get 5 figures with this set, and it's not bad, but the 2020 AT-AT did come with 6 figures, which I did actually really like. So let's talk about the actual At-M6. We're going to start with the head first. So I want to say, starting off, that the head of this set is just straight mean looking. It's a lot meaner looking than the actual AT-AT. So with this one, you can actually open up the head a little more than you can with the AT-AT. But unlike the AT-AT, this set only allows you to have one figure placed in this part of the set. It does come with some pretty great side-mounted guns, and there are guns located directly underneath the chin as well. So this is another view of the At-M6's face, and you can clearly see the eyes. I really like the use of the red tiles there. Those aren't actually eyes, it's the viewports for the driver. And here you have some lasers, and on the side of the head you have more lasers. Right here you can see the actual missile launchers. I just don't have it loaded up at this point. I will say that I prefer the head looks of this one versus the other AT-AT that I reviewed earlier in the week, but they are both really great sets. So this is the left side view of the walker, and I will say just from the outside it looks more appealing than the AT-AT, but there isn't nearly as much going on as the AT-AT has as far as interior space. When you open it up here, you get one small area, which this right here is just like a little box that holds more of the ammunition for the big gun, which I will be showing off in a little bit. A lot of people complain about this aspect of this set, that when you open it up it doesn't look nice because you see all the interior Technic pieces, but that doesn't really bother me as I leave mine closed most of the time while I'm looking at it. This top panel does not open. This side panel does, giving you access to the Top Gun, which I will show off here in a little bit. This panel does open. It gives you a better look back here at these little devices, which I will talk about in a little while. And this panel does open up as well. Let's turn him a little bit. So now you can get a view of some interior space. And there's not as much going on. Here we see the rear interior compartments, which is quite a bit smaller than the compartments on the other AT walker that we did. You do have one small little area where you could pose and place a Stormtrooper or any character. There is some storage room for some equipment, like some of the blaster guns, or in this case that's a wrench. Overall, it's got less interior space, but this is not a designated troop carrier walker, so that's understandable. I am okay with that. Here we have the rear of the At-M6, and you can see these little canister devices. There are 4 of them in total. Now, when you look at the description on Lego.com or on some other areas, Lego lists those as mines or explosives, which can be detached from the walker, which is true. They can be detached. You see it here. It's just a little canister that would roll around on the table if I were to drop it, which, is fine. That's what I thought they were. I thought they were explosives at first, but doing a little more research on the At-M6, this set, doing a little more research on this walker, those are actually supposed to be additional fuel cells for its large shoulder-mounted gun, which is actually a battleship weapon, which is normally on a spaceship. That this whole walker is built around the ability to carry that big gun around and make sieges short and fast. So these, while they would explode if you were to drop them and leave them on the battlefield, they are actually additional fuel cells to power the big blaster or laser that's on the back of the walker. So here we can see the blast doors or blast panels open, revealing the giant M6 turbo blaster or turbo cannon on the back or shoulders of this walker. This is actually the reason this walker exists, is to carry this gun into battle. Now, this is normally mounted on a battleship or a spaceship and used for like orbital bombardments, but this walker was designed to carry this into battle and make sieges or battles short and sweet. Now, the actual Lego set has these 6 blasters here, but in reality what this would be on the actual walker is this would just be one gun with one barrel. This longer part here is the actual barrel. This longer part here is the actual barrel, and these parts would just be a part of the gun. But it does actually fire off all 6 of those little studs, making a very, very cool little feature of this set. I actually quite enjoy it. I do like that the gun does pull back and the doors close for while you're just walking around doing fun things. Now, it's one of the main features of this set that sets it apart from the actual AT-AT that is its predecessor. So let's get down to the part that I'm most excited about, and I think some of you have waited this video to get to. We are going to be scoring the Heavy Assault Walker on the left and then comparing it to the 2020 AT-AT. So remember, the AT-AT scored an 86 out of 100. The Heavy Assault Walker comes with 1,376 pieces and did originally retail for $149.99. So that brings you to just over 10 cents a piece, and I always round those up, so I'll call it 11 cents per piece. For that price, you do get 5 minifigures. The set does measure 14 inches tall and 13.5 inches long, so it is quite a large set. I will say that this set is actually retired. It was released on the 2nd of September 2017 and then retired on the 5th of October 2019. So it stayed on shelves for a little over 2 years. So if you were to want this set, you unfortunately will not be able to get it from Lego.com. You will have to get it from a secondhand seller or a secondhand site like eBay, Mercari, Bricklink. I actually got mine from Facebook Marketplace last week, and I paid $125. I will say that that is a steal for a set that is new in box with the factory seals. All the bags were sealed, and definitely look to see if you can get a deal like that. So as far as the scoring, I scored it a 10 out of 10 for complexity. For stability, we gave it a 10 out of 10. For the play feature, I gave it a 9 out of 10. For its uniqueness, I gave it a 9 out of 10. And the aesthetics, I gave it a 10 out of 10. I do think visually, the Heavy Assault Walker is more appealing to me, but beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Whereas I think the Heavy Assault Walker is beautiful and I really like it, another person may not. So everybody's scoring may be slightly different. So with a grand total score of 96 out of 100, it beats out the AT-AT score by 10 points. Now, it may not 100% be a fair comparison because this is an older set and it's retired, and there has been a little bit of price inflation since then, but overall, I think it's relatively accurate. Now, the AT-AT is the better set still in my opinion, even though the Heavy Assault Walker scored a higher score. I really like that AT-AT. It's a little more nostalgic. It's a little bit of a more iconic piece to have. Let me know your opinions in the comments down below, and if you agree or disagree with my rating of the Heavy Assault Walker or the AT-AT. Now, I did actually misjudge the size of that AT-AT for my Wednesday video, so I actually did measure it. So the AT-AT measures in at 13.75 inches tall, so almost 14 inches tall, and it is 15.5 inches long, making it very comparable in size to to the At-M6 or the Heavy Assault Walker on the left. Now, in the real Star Wars universe, in actuality, if you were to put these two walkers next to each other, the Heavy Assault Walker on the left would be about 50 to 60% larger than the AT-AT. And the reason for that is because it carries that, battleship-sized weapon on its shoulders, and it needs to accommodate that and be able to move around. So, scaling-wise, I don't really care that they're about the same size in Lego form, because this is a play set, but, if we ever saw the Heavy Assault Walker in a UCS form, I would hope they would take that into account and make it just a little bit larger than the AT-AT. So speaking of UCS, there are some very strong rumors and thoughts going around that we will be receiving an $800 UCS version of the AT-AT later this year, and I do plan on getting that set as soon as it releases, along with any of the sets that are coming for May 4th. Now, there may be a few other sets that release before that in March. We'll see how that goes down, but if they do, it'll probably be the Imperial Shuttle and the 4+ version of the X-Wing, and there may be like a polybag or something to go with it. But overall, I'm really excited for May the 4th, and then later the year for the UCS stuff that's coming out. It's a big year for Lego Star Wars. All right, so thank you so much for joining me today. I know I've rambled on quite a bit in this video, but if you enjoyed it, make sure to leave likes and go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't, or if you're new here. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, bye guys. Turtle TV.